No? What do you mean? All the things that happened to bad in the Bible. I don't know what the Bible has to do with recent history, which is...
I'm saying the belief, the religion, the belief. If you go to like these rabbis, and like, why is shit happening to us? Either they tell you, well, like, look, here's the example of the Hebrew Bible. This is why shit happens. So,
no, that's not my experience, Nico. I'm sorry.
I know his specific perspective. I don't want to speak for you, Benny, but I know that I guess you are a Christian supremacist.
Yeah, he is. But he's proud of it. He's okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I technically anybody who believes in, if I claim I'm a Muslim, like, I definitely believe what I believe is the truth, and what a Christian believes is falsehood. And does that make me a supremacist? Like, I'm not sure.
Well, you know,
but do you think you have rights above others? Do you think you're are superior to other religions? You know, or I don't know.
Superior, but again, I don't believe in race. Like, academically, it's a pseudo concept, and religiously, it's just like we're all of one Father to begin with. So.
Oh, so you separate things in cultures, pretty much cultures and subcultures, instead of race.
Yeah. No, race is stupid. The biggest problem in American thought as a culture, as a people, is that we have this concept of race, and for some reason, it's the main identifier when we want to approach people or how we see people. Like, immediately when you see someone in America, you immediately, black guy, and you already have this software in how to deal with this person. Yeah. You've already it's so hard to get beyond that in America,
because of our history. Yeah. Benny, I want you to speak up for yourself. I know I said a bunch of things about you. You say you don't agree with Charlie Kirk, and he's a Christian supremacist, and you also are. So I'm curious where the division is.
He's a loss.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of differences. First of all, he's Protestant. I'm Orthodox. Just on that basis, we have a very different understanding of what is Christianity, and a lot of aspects of Christianity. He's not even apostolic, he's not even Catholic. Second of all, from what I understand, and I don't know his theology inside out, but he's Christian Zionist. And that is, I believe, a heresy, big heresy. Now, when it comes to Christian Zionism, there are different approaches to it. So there's the one approach that believes that the Jewish people will, be killed when Messiah comes,
right?
And they're just an ends to a means to bring about the Messiah,
right?
And they're expendable.
Yeah.
And then there's the other strain of Christian Zionism, which believes that actually no, the Jewish covenant is still intact, and that these people are still God's chosen people, right? So I'm not sure where he falls on with this regard. In my perspective, they're both heresies. Right?
So you don't think the Jews need to be brought to Israel so that the end times they could die or whatever? Like the evangelicals believe in this end time vision.
Yes, so this is a prophecy from God, but that does not mean that we have no obligation to fulfill this prophecy. No Christian has ever believed that our purpose is to fulfill these prophecies in order to bring about Jesus. It's that these things will happen.
Evangelicals believe that they should.
Yes. But no
so Christian Zionism, just for the pro-Israel people in the audience, Christian Zionism wants to see the demise of the Jews, right?
No, there's two strains. There's one that
is he evangelical?
Both are evangelical, right? But one of them believes that the demise of the Jews is inevitable, and we don't care that the demise of the Jews will happen in order to bring about the Messiah. These people also believe that a sliver of the Jewish people will actually accept Christ and they will be saved, but the vast majority will be killed. And then there's another strain that believes that the Jewish covenant is still intact and that the Jews, being God's chosen people, are genetically superior and don't need to believe in Christ in order to gain salvation. These are two different strains of Christian Zionism, both of which are Protestant, both of which are evangelical.
And you don't know
I don't know where Charlie...
Yeah,
I think both are heresies.
Got it, I got you.
Right? And if you actually believe, or you follow apostolic Christian history, We never believed that we have to fulfill these prophecies in order for Jesus to come. Like, this is not something like the Crusaders could have, when they took the Holy Land, brought all the Jews of Europe into the Holy Land in order to fulfill this prophecy. They did the opposite. They expelled them.
Have you ever debated like a McZed or like a George?
Mixed just yells at me. I know. I've seen him be intelligent with the atheist theology people when he's, but he's.
That'd be a good debate, Benny Adam and McZed.
I've spoken to McZed several times, but yeah. With regards to like Christian supremacy, I think Christianity is supreme or is the ultimate truth. But I don't think Christians, like as people, have any kind of supremacy over other people.
Okay.
There's a big distinction there.
Okay, so some of the things, I don't want to rehash what we talked about the other night, but it just got it just, like, I just can't, right now I just don't have the stomach for it. But I, like, some of your views seem to suggest that Jews are fundamentally one way and fundamentally flawed.
No, I think Judaism is fundamentally flawed.
But you said Jews deep, you said something like you can't take the pit out of the person, or was that pastor who said that?
That was pastor who said that.
Okay, fine, sorry.
Yeah. I think Judaism is fundamentally flawed.
How do you feel about today's events, Vinyana?
Dude, it's tragic. Like, nobody should die, should be killed for their political views. Like, this is wrong, right? Regardless of, and now Charlie Kirk was very pro-Zion, by the way. He defended Israel's genocide.
I just want to say he jumped on the bandwagon after October 7 opportunistic.
That's not true. Even before October 7, no, he was always very pro-Israel.
He was also anti-Semitic, though. He said anti-Semitic things.
Yeah, like I was saying, there are Protestants who believe that the Jews are bound for, destruction, but still support them. Like, there's a joke about Nixon, how Nixon was a terrible anti-Semite, but a great supporter of Israel. Right? So, like, yeah, this does exist. But I, on the basis of him being very pro-Israel, even before October 7th, have a big disagreement with Charlie Kirk on this regard. And there are other aspects, other things like his vehement support of, ironically, gun violence or acceptance of gun violence in order to maintain the Second Amendment or whatever.
I mean, he hated black people, hated Muslims, right? Charlie Kirk. He would rail against them all the time. But Jewish people also. Well, he didn't demonize all Jews. He demonized lefty Jews, which is why right Jews, when we're having such divisions in the Jewish community, have embraced him, even though he demonizes Jews in an extremely, with the vitriol, right? In the ways that he uses all the classic anti-Semitic tropes when he demonizes left-wing Jews. And that's why folks like Norm and Bibi in the audience embrace him, because he demonizes the Jews they disagree with, even though throughout history, anti-Semitism persecuted people based on their political beliefs, whether it was right or left, whether they were Marxists or capitalists. So when you endorse Bibi, Norm, and Daniel, when you endorse someone like Charlie Kirk, you're endorsing someone who's engaging in classic anti-Semitic tropes that led to the mass murder of Jewish people. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. So, with regards to Charlie Kirk specifically, I don't know. Like, from what I know about him, is that he was a vehement supporter of the State of Israel up until probably a year after October 7th, because he started getting a lot of backlash from his own community with regards to his support of October 7th, and denial of a lot of things. Like, he denied that the USS Liberty incident even happened at some point. Right? And he had to step that back because just the fact that it happened. But he used to deny a lot of things that the anti-Israel crowd and the crossover of anti-Semitic crowd would say to him. And he had to change his view at some point. And he was called an anti-Semite about a year ago on specifically leftist, like Media Matters and stuff like that.
But also by mainstream Jewish publications, which I'm going to put in the chat for El Normo and Daniel and Bibi if he's still around.
Yeah, mainstream being leftist.
No, JT is not leftist. It's like a classic news wire for Jewish people. I'm gonna post an article so they can understand that this
I'm
is.
pretty sure JT is pretty
No,
nice.
JTA is the Jewish Telegraphic Agency. Is a very. It's like.
Oh,
It's backed by like a pro-Israel nonprofit. Here, I'll post it in the chat.
And so
And they say he's anti-Semitic.
I want to give a message to all right-wing Israelis, right-wing Zionists and Jews. You guys are linking up with these white supremacists, with these American right-wingers, thinking that you guys share the same sentiments. You guys are linking up with Pepe, right? These people are talking about, these guys are using the same anti-Semitic tropes that all white supremacists use in secret. You guys are just aligning right now because you have anti-Muslim, anti-black sentiments. You're not doing yourself or your nation or your people a service by linking up with these people. I saw that.
Thank you. No, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Hello. Normo, I want you to be able to speak. Don't get too worked up. I'm curious because I think you. No, I think you're kind of a liberal, right? Before October 7th, so I'm curious what you think of Charlie
I've always been a liberal. My whole life, my whole family is.
Okay.
And by the way, we're not anti-black or anti-Muslim.
Okay, so tell me what you think of Charlie Kirk and his beliefs.
No non-black group has given more to black folks than the Jews of America. That's a fact. Time, expertise, and money.
Yeah, we did support the civil rights. Yeah. Okay, so can you tell me about Charlie Kirk?
I never said Jews. I never said all Jews. I said right wing. I said right wing.
Well, what makes them anti-black?
Okay.
They've never done anything. And what makes them anti-black?
Normo, can you answer the question? I'm curious what you're.
When I go into their rooms and they say nigger, nigger.
Oh, I don't know. So you're referring to somebody who's not here. I can't help you with that.
Right.
I've never heard a Jewish person say that. If they say that word, I say stop it, and then I leave if they keep doing it.
Okay.
And I get that as much from Arabs, including Mikhail, who was just on the stage. He was screaming that word for hours at a time in Amir's room.
All right. We're not rehashing. Normal. What do you think of Charlie Kirk?
I only know a few clips that I've seen on YouTube, which he's debating people on Israel. That's the first time he came to my attention. Needless to say, I'm grateful for his support of Israel. I haven't seen anything else by him.
He's motivated by his Christian supremacy, which historically has been harmful to Christians. He says he is a Christian supremacist. His proof says ADL. Do you think the ADL is far left, like your friends?
Well, I don't think anybody's far left.
So the Anti-Defamation League says that they're far right Christian. The ADL says that Turning Point USA, the group that he founded and has branches on every college campus in America,
why don't you quote
is a pro-Christian.
I just read what they said, and they didn't say what you're saying. They said
the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League.
I looked it up.
They said they promote conspiracy theories, and they are a Christian supremacist group, and they're
you're gonna have to give me a direct quote.
Okay, did you see the link that I posted in the other room?
How can I see what's in the other room if I'm in this room?
No, previously. Okay, I'll send you the ADL link. Hang on.
I'm going to look up now. I'm asking Google or ChatGPT.
No.
Turning Point. Hang on. What was the word? Is Turning Point racist? That's what I'm going to say. Okay.
Are they?
Let's look it up.
This is ADL. Look at the link in the chat.
I'm there. I'm looking.
There's a link in the chat.
So it says, I'm going to read it to you. Mm-hmm. It is a right-wing student organization. This is from the ADL. Okay. Founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk, raised millions from conservative donors and played a significant role in GOP politics and elections. Since the group's founding, he's moved further to the right. He promotes Christian nationalism, the idea that Christians should dominate the government and other areas of life in the U.S. It attracts racists. White nationalists have attended. It has created a vast platform for extremists and far-right-wing conspiracy theorists. No place does it say that it is a Christian supremacist, as you just said. Try telling the truth, Buttercup. I'll listen. I'll mute up. Go ahead.
Okay.
It doesn't say what you say it says. You have to tell the truth. You claim to be somehow involved in terrorism.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be an asshole about it. I'm going to read to you. Calm down.
Be an asshole.
Calm down.
I just read to you.
Okay, so don't be a dick. I'm letting you
being an asshole.
I'm letting you talk. So let me talk. Thank you.
Okay, go.
Okay. So this is what the ADL Jewish organization says. It's a right-wing organization founded by Charlie Kirk. He's moved farther to the right. Okay, so it's the same thing.
I just read the story to you.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that it's supremacist. Doesn't say that it's anti-Semitic. Doesn't say that it's anti-black. None of that.
Here it is. Promoting, here we go. Then you scroll down and it says promoting Christian nationalism activism. His politics moved farther to the right. He promoted conspiracy theories about the 2020 election, about COVID vaccines, and promoted Christian nationalism. That's what Christian supremacy is. That's what Christian supremacy is. I'm still reading. Stop yelling. Jesus.
I'm not yelling.
He promoted the Seven Mountains, an idea associated with dominionism movement, which argues that Christians should be involved in 7 spheres of influence: government, media, education, business, arts, entertainment, church, and family. He referred to President Trump and said, finally, we have a president that understands this.
Okay, so no white supremacy, no Christian supremacy, right?
That's what Christian supremacy is, Christian nationalism.
Sorry, now you're I beg your pardon. There are 2 separate words for 2 separate phenomena.
What do you think it is?
You can say he's a Christian nationalist, according to the ADL. You can't say he's a Christian supremacist unless we have a source. And don't try to make believe one word means another, because it doesn't.
Okay, so do you deny that his events attract white supremacists and people who promote supremacist ideas? Do you know that he's associated with these organizations that promote? He collaborates with them. He's also been involved in like another. Okay.
Wait, yeah, Buttercup. Honestly, I'm reading through this ADL what page.
You're saying wax.
I mean, even if you were to assume, even if you were to assume that Christian nationalism is Christian supremacy, again, there are different kinds of Christian, doctrines. It could be a Christian doctrine that believes that the Jews are still God's chosen people, in which case this would not be anti-Semitic in the least bit. Like if he was, for example, I don't know, Catholic supremacist, then maybe you can make that argument. Even then, not a good argument.
But he doesn't say that.
But more importantly, the ADL page doesn't say anything about him being anti-Semitic.
I don't think. I mean, I have no evidence that he was. So all of your points go out the window. Forget you, Buttercup.
I don't know if you were in the room, Norm, but we did read a series of statements that he made about Jews being responsible for hatred against them.
You mean 10 years ago when he was 21?
Wait a minute.
No, after October 7. After October 7, he blamed them for it.
Uh-huh. You'll have to show me that one. So far, I've disproven everything you said. But again...
Okay, so in the chat, you'll see JTA. Click JTA. Mainstream.
Eternal.
Listen, JTA is sponsored by a pro-Israel nonprofit, okay? I used to work for them.
Don't try to Jew-wash your false statements, okay? Give me the facts.
Read the article that I just posted. Scroll up. JTA. Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist. This is what he says about Jews, okay? While he defends... after visiting Israel, he said in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel and decided he's pro-Israel and defend Israel. So it's 2019. But after October 7, he drew controversy when he said Jewish...
when he was 23.
No. In 2023, 2 years ago, Kirk...
2019.
That's when he became pro-Israel.
Okay.
Then in October 2023, he said the Jewish philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites. Then on the Kirk show, let me finish. Yes,
I want to tackle that bit.
No, I know what you're going to say. Move on.
What do you mean move on? You don't want to stop and talk about what you're saying?
No, I know what you're going to say about that, so I want us to go to the next point.
Well,
sure.
We have been supporting the institutions that have become anti-Semitic.
Okay, so you agree with that. Okay, great, good.
Well, Columbia and
good,
Harvard.
So, great, you've refuted it. Great job,
Wait,
job.
Do you disagree?
No, you're 100% right, so we're going to move on to the next point.
Okay.
The Charlie Kirk Show, he also says that Jewish people control not just colleges and nonprofits, but the movies, Hollywood, and all of it.
Okay.
So that's an anti-Semitic statement, right?
It's a commonly held conspiracy.
Do you know that he's associated with these organizations? That he collaborates with them? Okay, all right. He's also been involved in like another... So you say it's common. Okay, it's gray. Fine.
So what
gray area.
What point are you making right now?
Okay, I'm going through all these anti-Semitic statements. Stop. Let's go through them. You brilliantly rebutted the first one. The second one you said was weak.
Okay,
yeah. I'm agreeing with you. You're saying
the ones that don't support your
Like if
point.
she was,
Go through them. I want to hear your views on each of them. Charlie Kirk listen. Let's go to the next one. He defended Elon Musk when he said, "You have said the actual truth to a user who posted a reference to the replacement theory," writing that Jews were coming to the certain realization that immigrants to the United States don't exactly like them too much. Jewish communities have been pushing this kind of hatred against whites, but they claim to want people to stop using against them. Kirk said on the show.
So Jews are pro-immigration, but the immigrants don't like the Jews.
And that's been a statement. It's a moral statement. That's half the statement.
JTA is sponsored by a pro-Israel nonprofit.
Jewish communities, this is the white replacement theory. Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. He said on the show.
JTA, Charlie
And then he said, let me finish.
what he says about Jews,
Let me
okay?
finish. Let me finish. Stop. Let me finish. The philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness has been largely financed by Jewish donors in this country. This is a Jewish replacement theory, okay? His concerns about the
After October 7, he drew controversy when he said Jewish
theory?
I don't know what you mean with your words.
in 2023, 2 years ago,
I'm reading his statements that
that's
along
when he became
he's
pro-Israel.
explaining why Jews are the
In
reason.
October 2023, he said Jewish philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions of great anti-Semites. Then on the
Direct quote.
No, I never said. Move on.
You're gonna put her on a crime video?
No, I know what you're going to say about this. I want us to come to the next point. Okay, great. Good.
You're gaslighting this woman.
Great job.
Okay.
You're 100% right, so can we move on to the next point? The Charlie Kirk show, he also says that Jewish people control not just colleges and nonprofits.
He's giving it.
Well, hang on. Let me hear it. I want to hear it.
Supremacist ideas?
No, she's not.
Yes,
What she
she
said
has.
makes no sense.
Do you know the news associated with these organizations that promote he collaborates with them?
When did he say that?
Also been involved in like their
Wait,
No, Othello, hang on. Everybody stop. When did he say that, Othello?
He supported Elon Musk's defense of
No.
Jews.
When did he say Jews will not replace them?
And he said that Elon Musk is speaking the absolute truth.
Okay.
Elon Musk shared a tweet or made a tweet.
What was the tweet?
Okay, read it, Buttercup.
I thought you knew it, Othello. You
Look,
didn't
he
know
doesn't know every turn and twist of the social media controversy, okay?
Why is he talking?
Because he's referring to the same simplification conspiracy.
Oh my gosh, you don't know what the fuck
You don't remember every twist and turn of fucking bullshit on social
When
media.
did he say Jews will not replace them?
What he described a philosophy that is associated with the folks who march in Charlottesville and said Jews will not replace us, okay? The theory is called white replacement theory, right? So Kirk wrote it in defense of Elon Musk when he showed a tweet and defended that adopts his policy. And what he said in that context, Kirk said in the context of Elon Musk's tweets and endorsing white replacement theory, he ascribes to similar views.
You're quoting the
Listen, JTA is sponsored by a pro-Israel nonprofit, okay?
No. JT is quoting the show, and there's a link if you read the article. He links to Kirk's show.
Read the
On his show,
article I just posted.
there's a link to
Scroll
this
up.
article.
JTA,
He's talking
Charlie
about
Kirk, the
this Elon
conservative
Musk
activist.
tweet.
Here's what he says about Jews, okay?
is that somebody's telling the truth.
The someone who supports the
After
white
visiting
replacement
Israel,
theory. And he referenced
he said in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel, deciding to go he's pro-Israel and defend Israel. So it was 2019. But after October 7, he drew controversy when he said Jewish philanthropy.
When he's defending it,
In
he's espoused the
2023,
same
2 years
ideas.
ago,
On his show, that's the link.
You're telling me that Kirk
that's when he became pro-Israel.
Yes.
In October 2023, he said
here's
that
a
Jewish
statement from
philanthropy
Anna Shaw, which
to
I can
American
link if you would
universities has been subsidizing their lives by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites.
Okay.
Then on the Kirk show,
I just read it to you. Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites.
no,
The
I
idea,
never
one replacement
said
theory is that Jews our
I know
primary
what you
reason.
want. You don't
Okay,
want to stop
the
and
Jewish
talk about
communities
what
have
you're
been
saying.
pushing
No,
the
I know what
exact
you're
kind
gonna
of
say about
hatred
that, so
against
go to
whites
the
that they
next
claim
point.
to want people to stop using against them. They're
Okay,
saying Jewish people hate white
okay,
people.
great,
Right.
good,
It
good.
doesn't. You're
Good,
telling me that
slow down.
Charlie
Great,
Kirk
you
says
put
you
you
hate
did.
white
Great
people.
job. Great
Yes.
job.
The philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness
You're
is
100%
largely
right, so we're gonna move on to the next
Wait,
point.
wait, wait.
The Charlie Kirk show, he also says that Jewish
You're
people
telling me that-
control
Tell you how many
not just
times
colleges and
Charlie
nonprofit
Kirk
people who
say
promote
Israel has the right to defend
supremacist
itself.
ideas.
So this sounds like
Do
BS.
you know that he's associated with these
Well, we're
organizations?
talking about why he is anti-Semitic, even though he's a
He's
fierce
also been
defender
involved
of
in like
Israel.
another.
The reason he
telling me-
defends Israel is
You're
for
telling me that he
opportunistic
supports
reasons.
replacement theory.
Yeah,
but you
fair
haven't.
enough. Honestly, I'm
And
reading
according
the
to JT, Jewish Telegraph
Which is
Agency.
backed by my Jewish learning, which is a
I
purely
know what
political
the JTA
statement.
is. I know 1,000 times more about this.
I worked at the JTA, silly.
And you still don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
Oh, really? Is that a quote that you just read me from Charlie Kirk?
It's a direct quote from his show.
Read me the beginning of the quote.
Okay, I'll read it again.
For example,
We're going to the Jewish communities. Stop getting so hostile.
Maybe you can
I
Stop being
respect
so
you, Lord.
hostile. Stop being so hostile to the person who wants to dismantle Israel. Forgive me.
Alright, you're being, I thought you were gonna behave yourself. You're not behaving yourself, okay?
What the? Are you kidding me right now?
Behave yourself. Come on, are you kidding me? This is my room.
Are you kidding
I
me?
don't know if you were in the room before, but we did read a series of statements that he made about
Did you not
Jews
say you
being
wanted to dismantle
responsible for
Israel?
hatred
No.
against them.
Yeah, once again, you're misrepresenting my words.
Okay, explain to me those
After
words.
October 7th, after October 7th, he blamed
You,
them
it's
for it.
not my favorite guy. You're a liar. Stop
So
being
how
a
do you feel?
liar.
Tell us how you feel about him.
Stop being a liar. I told you what
So
I
in
feel
the chat,
about
we
him.
see
All I heard from him was a bunch of clips on YouTube saying how much he supports Israel and
sponsored by
attacking
a
the
pro-Israel
Nazi
nonprofit,
assholes
okay?
Yes,
who support
100%. He says he does believe that.
who support the murder of Jews. He attacks them and he debunks them.
Read the article that I
People
just
just like
posted.
you who
Scroll
support the
up,
murder of Jews.
GTA,
People who want to
Charlie Kirk, the
dismantle
conservative
Israel
activist.
and
Here's what he
people
says about
scaring
Jews,
me and I
okay?
don't like
Look,
it.
I beg your pardon?
Let me
I'm quoting you directly. I wrote it
After
down.
visiting
let
Israel,
me read some of Kirk's
he said
words.
in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel and decided he's pro-Israel and defend Israel. So it's 2019. But after October 7th, he drew controversy when he said
Where
Jewish
are you reading this from?
23.
No,
Same quote I read.
in 2023,
So
2 years
you
ago,
don't have a source,
Kirk
right?
controversy.
He said the
That's when he
philosophical
became
foundation
pro-Israel.
of
And
anti-whiteness
in
has been
October
largely
2023, he said the Jewish philanthropy to American
What is your
universities
source?
has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions of free anti-Semites.
Sure.
Then on
Asking the fellow. A fellow, where did you get that? You said it's on X. What's the source on
Yes,
that?
Okay, let me get it to you.
no, so I know what
We're
you're
not
saying.
disputes that he's
Move
for
on.
Israel. That's not the issue. We're talking about whether he also espouses Christian
No, I know what you're going to
supremacist
say about that.
views
So I
and
want to go
racism.
to the next point.
I have a few questions. How old are you, Buttercup?
Older than you.
Okay, great, good,
You're
good.
older than me. Great. Okay. Are you American or are
Great,
you
you
Israeli?
pursued it. Great job, great job.
You're American. Okay. Are you
No, you're 100%
celebrating?
right, so we're going to move on to the next point. The Charlie Kirk show, he also says that Jewish people control
Talking about why
not just
Israeli
colleges and
people
nonprofits.
fetishize this guy.
Wait. You're calling him a
I want to ask you, do you
You're
understand
calling him a
Do
Nazi.
you know that he's associated with these organizations that promote, he does
Don't lie.
I would
collaborates with
never
them?
celebrate anyone's
He's also
death.
been
I'm just
involved
trying
in
to
like
honor his legacy
another,
properly.
Here.
Is Charlie Kirk a Nazi?
Okay.
Wait,
No,
yeah,
he's
Buttercup, honestly,
not.
I'm reading from
Okay.
this
Now, is
ADL.
Norm a Nazi? Because somebody
What
told me he called me a Nazi.
If you were to assume,
I didn't call you a Nazi.
even if you were to
That's what
assume
they
that
say.
Russian
No, I said you are the. I called you Kahanis. You're part of the Kahanis room, but and I said it was tongue in cheek. I said it was tongue in cheek.
I was told you called me a Nazi.
No.
I did not support. I did not support Kahana.
I mean,
But I know I said it was tongue in cheek. I made it clear that you don't support Kahanis, and I said you it's tongue in cheek. That means almost calling Kahanis as a joke in a tongue in cheek way.
I don't think it's a joke. I think I'm as serious. I think you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, almost as serious that you're a Kahanis? He calls you a Kahanis.
Huh? No.
Almost calls you a Kahanis.
You don't know what Kahana is. Use words
I
in
don't know if you
your
were in the room before, but we did read a series of statements that he made about
Understand that
Jews
this
being
happened on a
responsible
college
for
campus.
hatred
That
against
shooting
them.
happened on a campus.
When he was 21?
Right. So that's my whole point. You know, people ranting and raving and trying to just continuously diminish his character when he was just shot dead a few hours ago. It's kind of giving off
Calling him a Nazi. It's filthy and
like
disgusting.
you guys support, like it literally sounds like you guys support school shootings. I don't even agree with with Charlie
sponsored
Kirk,
by
but I'm not
a
gonna sit here
pro-Israel
and just,
nonprofit,
you know,
okay?
diminish his character, call him a Nazi and all this.
Support violent resistance against oppression and dismantling Israel.
This is
Read the
not
article
how
that I
we
just
deal
posted.
with
Scroll up.
U.S.
JTA, Charlie
Like,
Kirk, the
especially
conservative
on
activist.
schools.
This is what he says about
People
Jews, okay?
who assassinated Nazis justifying their murder, Royal?
No, this is
After
disgusting
visiting Israel,
behavior.
in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel and decided he's pro-Israel and defend Israel. So it's 2019. But after October 7th, he drew controversy when he said Jewish in 2023, 2 years ago,
all the time.
controversy. And that's when he became pro-Israel. Then in October 2023, he said the Jewish philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites. Then on the
Even if I call something Nazi, that does not mean I de facto justify his assassination. It only means that
No, I know what you're going to say about this. I want us to come to the next point.
Hold on, you're interrupting me.
Okay, so great, you refuted it. Great job. Great job.
It only means that if you
No,
think
you're
that
100%
it's
right, so we're going to
justified
move on to the next
to
point.
murder
The Charlie Kirk show,
anyone,
he also says that Jewish people control
I know.
colleges and
Stop
nonprofit
interrupting me.
who
Stop
promote
bullshitting me.
supremacist
Stop
ideas.
interrupting me.
Stop
It
bullshitting.
only
Do
means
you know that he's associated with these organizations?
It
That
only
promote,
means-
he collaborates with them. He's
Alright,
also been involved in like
speak.
another.
Thank you. He's gonna keep interrupting. But yeah,
Okay.
just because you call someone a Nazi, that does not mean you justify his murder.
Oh, yeah,
It only justifies his murder. Again, I knew you would interrupt me. I knew he would fucking interrupt me. It only justifies his murder.
What's your next point?
You think that murdering Nazis is valid. That means that you think that murdering someone based on their political ideology is in fact valid. I do not think that. Even if someone is a Nazi, I do not think it is justified to murder them. I do not think it is justified to murder anybody based on their political ideology. You do, which is why you think calling someone a Nazi is a justification for their assassination.
I don't know if you were in the room when we did a series of statements that he made about Jews being responsible for hatred against them.
Wait a minute.
After October 7th, after October 7th, he
No,
blamed
you're just
them
gonna
for it.
control yourself and continue to interrupt me, which is why I have to
It's better than normal, you'll have your turn. Go do it.
So in the chat, free JTA, free
You're gonna keep interrupting me, so I don't really care.
So JTA is sponsored by a pro-Israel nonprofit, okay?
No, but I denounced his assassination.
Read the article that I just posted. Scroll up. JTA, Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist. This is what he says about Jews, okay? Well, he defends.
You're a liar.
No one has endorsed showing it as well, okay? You're the only one.
Visiting Israel,
You're a
he said
fucking liar.
in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel and decided he's pro-Israel and defend Israel. So it's
Okay, let's go to the
2019.
next point.
But
What do you have
after
for
October
us?
7th, he drew controversy when he said Jewish
How am I a liar? Just file that
No,
soon.
in 2023, 2 years ago,
What I think and what I did. You're a fucking liar.
In what way
That's
would
when he
you
became
not justify it?
By the way,
then in October 2023, he said the Jewish philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites.
Nobody is justifying killing Nazis. Time out. Normal, do you want to move on to the next point or do you want to go down? What do you want? Yeah, do you want to talk about something like substantive or do you want to just yell at
Great, you
Benny?
refuted it. Great job. Great job.
I didn't have to yell at Benny. Benny yelled at himself.
No, you're 100% right. So we're on to the next point. Charlie Kirk show, he also says that Jewish people control not just colleges and nonprofit who promote.
Alright, next person to interrupt is going down.
Here's the point,
No.
Buttercup.
Do you know that he's associated with these organizations? That he collaborates with them?
Benny,
He's also been involved in like another.
What do you mean cooperate?
we're trying to move on to the next point. We're being substantive. Let's move the fuck on.
Honestly,
Well, let's
No, you can argue up about my feelings about the Jewish state at the same time. That's not the topic, silly.
hold on, even if
The topic is my feelings about the Jewish state is not the topic here.
I
again, there are
No,
different
I'm
kinds of
saying
pain.
your murderousness
No,
for
Alright,
Jews.
you know what?
Because
Enough
the
already.
exact doctrine that
Enough.
believes that the Jews
Enough.
are still God's
This is
chosen
just
people.
deranged.
Is it
In which
deranged?
case, this would not be
Yes.
anti-Semitic
Alright,
in
I
any
never
respect.
called for the
Like,
murder
if
of
she
anyone,
was, for
including the
example,
Jewish
I
state.
don't know,
Norm, you're
The reason, I just want to say, Baby Kapara and Norm, the reason they call me a murderer of the Jewish state is because I believe that the current state, the current form of the state is not sustainable. People keep dying. It's been escalatory violence for 17 years. I need a new model so people can live in peace and stop dying. And he thinks that makes me a capo, he thinks that makes me a traitor, he thinks that makes me a bad Jew, and that's okay.
Made about Jews being responsible for hatred against them.
10 years ago when he was 21.
Yeah, maybe I'm naive, but it's not a crime.
After October 7, he blamed them for it.
I'm from California. I'm from the
I
Bay.
don't
You're
mind
kind
it.
of.
I've disproven
No,
everything you
I know,
said.
but
Okay,
you're
so
part
in
of
the
an
chat, every
altruistic
JTA,
left
click
in
JTA,
America.
mainstream.
Mazel tov. Like, well,
Listen,
it's
JTA is
rare when I meet
sponsored by
someone
a
like you
pro-Israel
on these
nonprofit,
apps.
okay?
You know,
I used to work for
Don't
them.
find you
it's
two.
refreshing. We
You
need
are
left.
false statements,
We
okay?
need more left.
Read
Okay,
the
so
article
another
that I
point
just
I wanted to
posted.
make
Scroll
before
up,
Normo just went
JTA,
crashed
Charlie
out
Kirk, the
is
conservative activist.
basically
Here's
is
what he
that
says about Jews,
in
okay?
addition to having these espousing these ideas of white replacement theory,
After
he's
visiting Israel,
also
in
just goes on record
2019,
all
that's
the
when he
time about
discovered
black
Israel
people.
and
So
decided
he's been like
he's
obsessed with
pro-Israel
fucking
and
black
defend
people,
Israel. So
and
it's
like he's
2019.
always just like
But after
demeaning them
October
and
7,
accusing
your
them and
controversy when he
Muslims
said
of
Jews
being sort of the root of all evil in society,
No.
and that too is a reason that he is
2023, 2 years ago,
considered a supremacist.
Kirk
So how
controversy.
this works for the Kirk, okay?
That's when he
That
became
means he-
pro-Israel. Then in October 2023, he said the Jewish philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites. Then on the Kirk,
come on to come into Israel and commit.
no, I know what you're gonna say.
So I
Move
put the
on.
link in the chat.
What do you mean move on? You don't want to
This
stop
guy
and
is
talk about
type
what
A
you're saying?
white
No, I know what
supremacist.
you're gonna say about that, so I want us to go to the next point.
Well,
Well,
Sure.
we have been supporting to institutions that have become
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
so you're
I'm
good.
just saying.
Okay, great, good, good.
Well,
I mean,
Colombia.
that is actually
Great, you
accurate.
did a great job. Great job.
Do you disagree?
Completely.
First of all, that's not accurate. I think that is speculation, and I think we
Charlie
need to
Kirk
be
show,
clear
he
about
also
that.
says
I
that
understand
Jewish
that
people
people
control not just colleges and
Even
nonprofits.
in Israel, they're very critical of this.
Supremacist
Yes,
ideas.
no. I think you guys are conflating a lot of things.
Do you know
That
these
there was a
associated
stand down
organizations
order so that October 7th could happen. That's not what happened. What happened
He's also been
is
involved
there
in like
were
another.
I actually read so that the internal post-mortem from the IDF that has even made public. And like what happened, they talked about sort of their intelligence failures, and there's a lot of questions that are not answered because the Israeli government won't allow them to do an investigation. So the truth is we don't know. And I try to have the same high threshold for proof on both sides when each side makes claims. And the fact is we don't have proof yet. We don't have proof yet. Yes, but it didn't.
For example, I don't know.
It wasn't a full investigation. It was
Still one.
Yes, and Kirk insinuated it, and I posted the link in the chat.
without evidence.
He did. I remember that. But he was just like, I don't know. It was just like,
Okay, so guys, I want to
questions.
I'm happy to the fact that Kirk thinks that Netanyahu intentionally allowed October 7th to happen. How do you feel about that? Is that
We did read a
pro-Israel?
series of statements that he made about Jews being responsible for hatred against them.
This is your pro-Israel Jew champion that you guys are fetishizing.
After October 7, after October 7, he blamed them for it.
You just wait.
I'm so flattered about clarity.
But there is within Israel,
In the chat, every JTA,
people who believe October 7th was
Listen, JTA
a
is
deep state
sponsored by
job.
a
They allowed this to happen
pro-Israel
so they could
nonprofit,
that
okay?
like continue to push Zionism into high gears. Like they wanted to.
Read the article that I
It's
just
not a
posted. Scroll
far-right
up.
conspiracy. It might be
JTA,
like on the
Charlie
left
Kirk, the
people
conservative
speculate
activist.
because
Here's
there
what
were
he
all
says
these
about Jews,
like
okay?
ridiculous intelligence failures combined with like not listening to the spotters,
After visiting
combined
Israel,
with like
he said in 2019, that's when he discovered Israel and decided
So
to
like
be
it's
pro-Israel and
this.
defend Israel.
People don't say this. They love Netanyahu and they wouldn't accuse him of causing this massacre.
In
So
2023,
if Charlie Kirk said that, and I'm going to read the link in the chat,
that's when he became
then that
Israel.
is like should be a big
In
taboo
October
for these
2023,
folks who
he
think
said,
that he's
quote,
some
Jewish
champion of the Jewish
philanthropy to
people.
American universities
Forbes.com.
has been subsidizing their own demise
Basically-
by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites.
Okay,
Then,
so
Kirk-
conspiracy theorists say that Benjamin Netanyahu issued a so-called stand-down order for the Israeli military, but there's nothing to show that the Israeli government knew of the surprise attack, which killed over 1,300 people.
No, I know what you're going to say about that. So
On
I want
TikTok,
to go
Facebook,
to
and
the next
X,
point.
the origin of the conspiracy theory appears to be Charlie Kirk, a far-right influencer, a strong supporter of Donald Trump,
Great, you
who leads
refuted it. Great job.
with Turning Points. He insisted he wasn't spreading conspiracy theory before he immediately helped spread it on his
Charlie Kirk
conspiracy.
show, he also
Well,
says
I'm
that
not going
Jewish
to
people
say to
control
go so far as
not
to say
just
that
colleges and
Netanyahu knew
nonprofits.
that there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand-down order?
Do you know that he's associated with these organizations?
stand-down order? He said, repeating the rhetorical question for emphasis.
He's also been
Kirk's wild
involved in like
speculation
another,
doesn't appear to have any basis in fact, but instead hinges on the fact that he has been to Israel many times and the whole country is a fortress. He's suggesting Netanyahu's supposed stand-down order was a bid to garner support due to the Israeli leaders' domestic political problems around controversial judicial reform. Kirk insisted of the attack. When I first read the story, I had the same gut feeling that I initially did. This is very hard to believe. The clip went viral on TikTok before migrating to places like X, where the hashtag BBNew gained steam on Monday. But of course, there's no evidence that Netanyahu knew of the attack in advance, although many Israelis are understandably upset over the intelligence failure. Just so we're clear, Charlie Kirk is implying that Bibi Netanyahu purposely led Hamas, murdered 1,200 Israelis, and behead children, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I have no evidence to you what. So all of your points go out the window. Forget
I don't know if you were in the room, Norm, but we did read a series of statements that he made about Jews being responsible for hatred against them.
Israelis were probably they ignored the spotters. It was a holy day. A lot of homos was not doing anything, and so they got they over reliance on technology that was about years to figure out and exactly see how it responds, and they caught them with their concept. But after the very few hours, like the 3-4 hours, after that there was a delayed response. The military should have showed up. Hamas was not expecting to be able to overextend the way it is. They thought that after securing the military, they would have fights with the military, so they would see tanks approaching and that they would be dealing with Apaches.
I've heard this theory before, and I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just that we don't, Netanyahu won't allow an investigation to disprove it, okay? So the same standards that I applied
in 2023,
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying they won't allow an investigation, so we don't know one way or the other. And I'm going to apply the same standard I do to Daniel when he tells me, he gives me like fucking propaganda memes about starvation in Gaza. You need to have a certain standard of proof before you make a statement. Or a claim. I understand the claim. It's just a claim right now, and we won't know until there's a real investigation into this.
Check the link I put in the chat. This is a soldier from the Golani Brigade. He actually said that there was a stand-down order on the morning of October 7th to not conduct the our normal running routine.
Great, you refuted it. Great job. Great job.
Right?
Do you disagree?
So, like, this comes
No, you're
from the
100%
Golani,
right,
and
so
the guy
we move on to the
is
next
named,
point.
not just like
The
an
Charlie
anonymous
Kirk
soldier.
show, he also says that Jewish people control not just colleges and nonprofits.
By Radio Rebelda, I'm sorry, but I don't know what this news site is.
Do you know that he's associated with these organizations that promote
This is not Radio Rebelda. Let's see. I want to see
He's also been
Israeli
involved in like
Shalom
another,
Sheet Read to a station that Pega were playing. He said citing Israeli the Cradle reporting, citing Israeli media outlets. So okay, let's click on the Cradle.
Because it took place like 4 in the morning, like after Fajr. So that right after Fajr, they engaged in the operation. So right after dawn, the operation began. October 7th, or Aqsa flood. Then the question is like, here's the long. How long did the Israeli military know? After the operation began, how long did it take them to know that they were facing
I agree there's a lot of questions, but my point is that I just want to like there's a lot of questions and a lot of unanswered things that unfortunately until there's an investigation we won't know.
responsible for hatred against them.
Buttercup, like, you don't invest investigation to know this is what
Okay,
happened.
so I'm looking him up individually aside from his source. It says on July 20, he testified before Knesset committee that he received an unusual order in the morning of the attack to support border patrols. For testimony, also posted on social media, raised concerns about the broader barriers leading up to the attack.
pro-Israel nonprofit,
Since his
okay?
injury, he's been rehabilitated, he's become a public figure sharing his inspirational story.
Read the article that I just posted. Scroll up. JTA, Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist. This is what he says about Jews,
He's
okay?
given a strange order. Even the commander of the order didn't understand why they were giving this order. So, I mean,
After visiting
this-
Israel,
suspicious that
He said it in 2019. That's when he discovered Israel, deciding he's pro-Israel and defended
I mean, there
Israel.
was
So
a lot of
2019.
information
But
about this big
after
stuff.
October 7th,
Guys,
no.
I understand the
In
theory.
2023, 2 years
I
ago,
don't. It's a claim. It's a theory, but we don't have more information.
that's when he
Like all we
became
know is yeah, there
pro-Israel.
was a lot of strange things. They also
In October 2023,
there was a lot
he
of
said
miscommunication.
philanthropy to American universities has been subsidizing their own demise by supporting institutions that breed anti-Semites.
From people
We're talking about Nazis. We're not talking about.
Okay, she doesn't want to talk about October.
No, we're not. We're not. We're not even talking.
Move on.
You guys can piece that together.
Yeah,
what Charlie Kirk said,
No, I know what you're going to say about that,
That's
so I
what I'm
want
trying to
to
say.
go to the next point.
but that's not the topic. I don't want to go through your Jewish conspiracy theories right now. No, we don't have enough.
Great,
We don't have enough.
great job. Great job.
Really?
Because you're speculating. I'm not saying it's not speculating.
The Charlie Kirk show, he also says that Jewish people control
It's called
nonprofits
data.
and nonprofits.
Drop it.
It's one guy's testimony. Okay, let's move
Supremacist
on.
ideas?
We're not
Do
here
you
to-
know he's associated with these organizations? That he does
It's a topic, and if you keep harping on it, then we need to focus on the issue. We're not talking about
So what
October
is Charlie
7th.
Kirk, he's a Nazi.
The topic is Charlie Kirk. If you don't talk about it, we don't talk about it.
Well, this was something that Charlie Kirk was talking about. But anyway, alright, fine.
So you're arguing he's
Topic
a
is
truth
Charlie
teller.
Kirk.
You're saying he's a truth teller by
I'm
calling.
saying that not everything he said was a lie.
Okay, so then you do agree with him. I don't know.
case,
Yes, I can both agree and disagree with a person. I don't have to wholeheartedly agree or disagree with somebody. Just because CNN lied doesn't mean everything that CNN says is a lie.
Okay, he has no evidence. He offered anecdotal evidence for something that spread like wildfire, and we have not found substantial data to support it yet, but perhaps there will be in the future. In the meantime, let's give it a rest and focus on the fact that Israelis have aligned themselves with someone who spreads anti-Jewish conspiracy theories. And this is included because he doesn't have enough data, just like you and I don't have enough data. So it's speculation until he does have the data.
He blamed them for it.
He did it before there was any data in, so that's why it's speculation. Until the data comes in, then we just don't know.
Okay, so in the chat, you'll see
I'm not saying we should have a defender of Israel or not. I'm not a defender of Netanyahu. I think he's a
sponsored
he
by
aligns himself with
a
Hamas.
pro-Israel
I'm not like
nonprofit,
I think he's a fucking genocidal monster. I think he aligned himself with Hamas. I think he propped up Hamas for years. But that doesn't mean we have to entertain
Read the
every
article that I
speculative
just
story.
posted. Scroll up. JTA, Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist. This is what he says about Jews, okay? Well, he defends. Sure. After visiting Israel,
I think
he said it in
the shooter is
2019.
what we
That's
all
when he
think
discovered Israel and
the
deciding
shooter is,
he's pro-Israel and
and
defend Israel. So it's
most likely
2019.
part of
But after October 7th, he
I
drew
think
controversy
this
when he said
is
Jewish
I think the left is
No.
like seeing
in
what's happening. I think we're
2023,
gonna see
2 years ago,
more radicalism like in America.
that's when he became
If it is
pro-Israel.
the far left, I'd be
Then in
surprised
October
if it was on
2023,
the
he
right.
said
That's
the
just
Jewish
but I mean,
philanthropy
with
to
the
American
shooters that we've
universities
seen, like the
has
one
been
who
subsidizing
shot
their
them,
own demise by
that guy was
supporting
also
institutions that
like on the
breed
right,
anti-Semites.
so
Then,
You don't really know anything about them. That's what's
let me
funny.
finish. Yes,
I don't know, so I'm not
No,
gonna
I
I'm not
have
gonna
nothing to
make my
say.
bets on
Move on.
this one because the shooter,
You don't want to stop and
with
talk
the
about what
pattern
you're
that we've
saying?
seen could
No, I know what you're
probably
going to say about that, so I want us to go to the next point.
So if you're willing to entertain conspiracy theories,
We did agree with his comments he said about Jews or being, and they're accusing us of their cultural Marxism, accusing them of being controlling the media and Hollywood. But Norm says that's all fine. That's a normal industry that conspiracy theory will go with. They want to support Israel, so they didn't really care about that. Thanks, Sam.
I mean, they are very influential. You could say that, like, Zionists.
See, this is
You don't want to say Jews. You could say
I honestly
Zionists. Do you deny that Zionists are very influential in Western media?
Yes, they're.
Whoa.
No. On the one hand, no. It depends who you ask, right? So, in my experience as a journalist, when both sides accuse you of bias, you're usually on the right track. Like you're usually somewhere. It means you're trying to be balanced, and nobody's happy. You're taking the balanced road. And both Zionists and anti-Zionists accuse the New York Times of being completely biased for the other side. And so papers like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, which hold themselves to high journalistic standards, which means that they attribute every statement that they make, and they do it with neutrality.